good evening. I'm going to be a little quiet because the kids are in bed and getting ready for, well, they're sleeping for school tomorrow. But I wanted to share something. We got our first delivery from HelloFresh. We're going to try it and see how it goes. I wanted to open this up to get the stuff in the fridge tonight, though, so I wanted to share with you guys the unpackaging of it, and hopefully we'll make our first meal tomorrow night. But for now, I just wanted to get it out and share with you guys what we got. So we're just gonna open this up. Not doing such a good job here. Actually, that was easier than I thought. So we got, for 2 people, we got 3 meals. Our meals will consist of Figgy Balsamic Pork, the smothered pepper jack burgers, tilapia with almond parsley cremola. So let's see. The burgers, Figgy Balsamic Pork, and then this is the tilapia. So it's kind of nice. They have everything you need in each bag. So you can just grab one bag and have it ready to go. I take that back. That is not everything. The food stuff is in here. The pork tenderloin that goes with the Figgy Balsamic Pork, the ground beef, and the tilapia. I'm gonna get all of this and put it in the fridge and get it ready for the meals this week. So it's been, I think, 3 days since I opened the box of HelloFresh. We were hit with the flu, and so we've been just trying to rest and get ourselves back up and going. Yep. But today I decided I need to start making these, otherwise they're just gonna go bad. So tonight we're gonna have the Figgy Balsamic Pork. So we're gonna try this, see how easy it is. It says it's a 10-minute prep with a total of 30 minutes. So everything was pretty conveniently packaged. The meat came outside of the bag and all of the stuff was in the bag. You have your bag of green beans, a shallot, 6 potatoes, which I think it doubles if you get the for 4. This is just for 2 people. You got the rosemary, the fig jam, chicken stock, a little bottle of balsamic vinegar, and then 2 pieces of pork tenderloin. So what it doesn't come with is obviously the baking sheets, paper towel, and a pan, the salt and pepper, olive oil, and butter. So those are things that you just need to provide, but it came with everything else that it said that it would. First step is to do the racks to the top and middle position and preheat the oven to 450. We need to wash and dry all the produce. This produce we need to wash and dry. I have it rinsed and now I'm just letting it sit for a minute, and then I'll pat it dry with some paper towels. But in the meantime, the next step is to strip the rosemary leaves from the stems and chop. So let's just give it a nice chop. Rosemary has such a nice earthy scent. I love it. I take a bath with it too because it's supposed to be good for inflammation, and with my what is currently diagnosed as fibromyalgia, it definitely is very soothing when I get the opportunity to take a bath, which isn't as often as I wish that I would. Next, we need to dice the potatoes into 1/2-inch pieces. It's gonna look like that at some point, all the smaller pieces, so we'll give it a try. We have a bunch of pieces of potatoes. So what we need to do with those is put them on a baking sheet with some olive oil and then season with salt and pepper. And on top rack for 20-25 minutes, tossing halfway through. Alrighty, we got our potatoes on. Let's do some EVOO on these. Music to make dinner by. Okay, this way I can get all the pieces covered. It might be a lot of salt. Good thing we like, pepper. Good thing we like pepper. Oh, and that's a lot of salt too. Yep, we season our stuff until it's over seasoned. Give it a toss, because that'll maybe spread it out a little bit more so it's not overly done. All right, so I'm gonna put this in because our oven is set for 450. And I'm gonna set the timer for 10 minutes and then pull it out, give it a toss, and then another 10 minutes, and then maybe give or take 5 minutes, depending. I have to pat the pork dry with paper towels and season with salt and pepper, and then do the olive oil in the pan that we have out, and then add to sear and cook 4 to 8 minutes on each, like cooking a total of 4 to 8 minutes by doing it on each side to make sure it's all browned.
I think that's pretty dry. Dry for pork. Okay. Let's do a little pepper, a lot of pepper. On the side, some salt. Massage it in. On the side. Ooh, lots of pepper. And maybe get a little on the ends. Salt on the ends. Oh, lots of salt on the ends. There we go. Okay. I've got my pan on medium.
But then we'll just plop. Ooh, love that sizzle. Ooh. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the vent on a little bit. Just gonna cook these on each side to sear them. So while the pork is cooking, I can get these babies onto the 1/2 of the pan, drizzle with olive oil and salt and pepper. Look at that sear. This one probably could use a little bit more, but oh my goodness, it looks good. Got the olive oil and salt and pepper done on the green beans, and these are about halfway done. I just have to do the tops and then the sides, and then we'll get all this in the oven for approximately 10 to 12 minutes. And right now the potatoes have about 4 minutes left before I have to toss them. So I think this is gonna work out exactly well timed for these to go in for the last 10 to 12 minutes along with the potatoes. I completely forgot to add the chopped rosemary. All of it is in here. I need to add the chopped rosemary to the potatoes when I pull those out. These are ready to go in the oven. And in 7 seconds, my potatoes are gonna come out of the oven and get fully dressed the way that they were supposed to be from the beginning. So let's go ahead and put on some rosemary. It's hopefully gonna still get the flavor without having been cooked the whole time, but we haven't needed the shallot yet, but it was earlier when I was cutting up the rosemary that wanted me to have peel and chop up the shallot. I don't like shallots or onions or anything that makes me cry. Even garlic sometimes makes me cry. My goodness, this is just brutal. We're just gonna use the same pan because it's got some good flavor from browning the pork. So just turn this back on to medium heat. Who's this cutie about to throw something at mommy? Why are we gonna throw stuff? Yep. Let's put this in the pan. Okay, it just needs to be sauteed to soften the shallot. Maybe I should add a little bit more EVOO. Add shallot and remaining chopped rosemary. Yep, it'll soften for a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna add our last pieces of the chicken stock, the fig jam foam, I read, and then balsamic vinegar, and a 1/4 cup of water. Chicken stock. I have the water so it doesn't burn, even though it doesn't really seem like it's helping much. All the steam. This is why I have my vent on, because whenever I cook, I always set off the fire alarms. And at least no one is sleeping right now. So we've got the water, the chicken stock, and the jam in, and we just need to add this little bottle of balsamic vinegar. Mix it all up. It said to mix until it becomes like a thicker glaze consistency. Yeah, it smells like tangy. I think between the fig doing the sweetness and the balsamic vinegar with the tanginess and everything, it's going to be a good mix of flavors. So this is starting to thicken up. So I think I may add in the 1 tablespoon of butter. All right, so we got the salt, pepper, and butter in. The oven is going off, so I am going to finish this. I did turn the heat off, but I still have it on the burner just to get the butter to melt. And then I will move this off of the burner and pull out the stuff from the oven. And we got someone throwing all the clean cups everywhere. Why do I bother? So guess who set off the fire alarm anyways, as I was pulling all the food out of the oven before Chayton went down. So I'd say it's not terrible. I think everything looks pretty much the way it's supposed to. I do still have half of my meat left. I probably won't eat more than these 3 pieces. I'm not a huge meat eater, but there's a whole other one for Kevin, and then the other stuff. I think this is a good amount for 2. I could probably even feed one of our kids with it too. Okay, so we're gonna try it. I already tried a green bean, but I'll try it again for you guys. It's good green bean. I mean, it's a green bean. Not really, it was just salt and pepper and olive oil. There was nothing special done to it. Potatoes, though, were the rosemary potatoes, so. I didn't get the rosemary initially. I got it in that second bite. It's a potato with rosemary. It's good. I mean, they have some quality food that they send, so I mean, it's definitely a good thing. Here's the pork with the fig glaze on it. That's good. The meat is tender. The glaze isn't too sweet. It's got a good balance of the earthiness and the tanginess from the earthiness from the rosemary, and a little bit of the shallots. I don't think the shallot does a whole lot though. And then you got the tanginess from the balsamic vinegar, and then that sweetness from the fig. It's pretty good. I'm gonna keep eating. I think I even got closer with Kevin's plate to looking like the real thing. It's much later and I realized I don't have an outro. I don't think I have an outro for any of these. We had been sick for so long. I was trying to just get the food made. So that's why it was just to get the food done and to eat it and share it with you guys. But the Figgy Balsamic Pork was fantastic. Highly recommend if you do HelloFresh to include that in one of your options if you eat pork. It was like I had said in the video, the meat was tender. The glaze was a nice combo of a sweetness and tanginess, and it was just really good. And it's a good amount of food. And I did not feel wasteful because it was the right amount of food. I think that HelloFresh is definitely a good option to supplement some of your meals because it's easy. Everything is there. You don't have to worry about making sure you have everything from the store. Just make sure you have the basics like oil and water and salt and pepper and milk, you know, the stuff that they aren't going to send you. But definitely excellent meal from HelloFresh. And we've got a couple more meals coming to you, but until then, we'll see you at the next Meyer marker.